Well, to talk about what is at stake tonight, I'm joined in the studio by Dr. James Boys, an Associate Professor of International Political Studies at the American International University in London, because it's not just the President who will be decided tonight, but there are also seats in the Senate and the House of Representatives up for grabs as well.
This is true. There's a whole wide race going on. It's not just the presidency, it's all of the House of Representatives and a third of the Senate. So it's a real clear out of American politics potentially on the cards tonight.
OK, well, let's start with the big one then, the President.
Sure.
The indicators now seem to be that momentum is with Obama. Do you agree with that analysis?
We are going to have to wait and see because, of course, throughout the whole race, it has been Obama's to lose. He could do that right at the last minute, of course. The Sandy storm that came along gave an awful lot of attention right back to Obama, just when he needed it, arguably, because coming out of those debates, Mitt Romney was certainly in the ascendancy. And if you look at the opinion polls, certainly they're very close. But if you go back just 8-10 weeks, Obama had got a 7-10 point lead in some of these states. Now he's up by maybe 0.2%. And as you know, a lot of these opinion polls, they have a plus or minus deficit of 3%. So, you know, we're really literally on the cutting edge of the margin of error here. So anything could happen going into tonight's election, I think.
And, of course, as you say, there are other things up for grabs, seats in the Senate, the whole of the House
Sure.
of Representatives. Are you expecting much movement there?
I think, realistically, because of the power of the incumbency, we probably can guarantee that there won't be an awful lot of change, perhaps, within certainly the Senate. There might be a bit of movement within the House of Representatives, but I'd be surprised if there's any great power shift going on Capitol Hill tonight. So most of the world's attention, quite rightly, is what's going on at the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue. And if you look at the media coverage, it's pretty much reflecting that, which is that this is really about the presidency tonight.
Yeah. So, I mean, Obama has been living with the Senate and the House of Representatives as they're potentially going to come out at the end of tonight. Whether it's Obama or Romney in the White House, either one is going to have to deal with the same.
They are.
The sort of political deadlock that often happens with them set as they are.
Let's not forget the fact that if it's President Romney, the deadlock is going to be very different because you've got a Republican-controlled Congress whose aim has been, and they've been very categorical about this, to make Barack Obama a one-term president. If they can succeed in doing so, they'll be over the moon about it and very happy to deal with Mitt Romney and his budgetary proposals, especially those of Paul Ryan, for example. If it's another 4 years of Barack Obama, we're probably going to have, as you say, another 4 years of potential gridlock, certainly for the next 2 years until the midterm elections of 2014.
So it's where the power really lies then?
It is, and this is what people forget. A lot of our attention is always on the presidency, and that makes sense because it's such a glamorous role, and there's a lot of easy attention on one person. But if you look at the Constitution, it's all about the constitutional powers of the Congress, and the president is meant to be a secondary figure in American politics. It's just evolved in a different manner.
And because of the winner-takes-all way that this race is fought, I mean, it must be so galling for a contender at the end of it who has spent a fortune on trying to get this job, maybe someone who's been in it who doesn't succeed, that tomorrow, for one of them, or whenever the result is final, that's it.
It's absolute boom or bust, and one of the things that's not being mentioned is the importance that a third-party challenger could make in this. In some states, there are people running as third-party candidates, as libertarians, for example, who believe in even smaller government than Mitt Romney would advocate. So it's entirely possible that Romney could lose this when you think about how tight it's getting. The right could split, and a couple of hundred votes going to a libertarian third-party candidate away from Romney could hand this to Barack Obama.
So interesting. Will you be up all night? I presume
I
you
certainly will. I'll go to the embassy right after this.
All right. Enjoy. Dr. James Boys,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.